What's going on, YouTube? First off, I know y'all hyped to see Mike Tyson come out of retirement at 53. And although his last professional boxing fight came 15 years ago, the man known as Iron Mike Tyson has kept the spotlight with his various promotional appearances and, of course, his unforgettable role in the 2009 hit comedy The Hangover. Recently though, the former undisputed world heavyweight champion and the youngest boxer to even win the heavyweight title has returned to the limelight, and with his plan to compete in a 4-round exhibition to raise money for charity. Iron Mike is aiming to raise money to help the homeless and those lives who have been ravaged by drug abuse. Showing his commitment to the noble cause, the former baddest man on the planet has been determined to get in the best shape of his life ever since hitting rock bottom in 2009 when he was addicted to cocaine. Despite the ongoing global pandemic, Tyson has kept his eyes on his comeback and is working non-stop with Muay Thai trainer Rafael Cordero. And the New York City-born superstar has been working hard in Huntington Beach, California amid the corona crisis, and recent images posted by his trainer showed the 54-year-old to be in phenomenal shape. Tyson has turned his back on many of the negative influences that plagued him, and in turn has cut down some pounds so that he can fight once again. Ever since his announcement of a return to the ring, excitement has been steadily rising, with US President Donald Trump even sent a tweet of encouragement to the boxer. "Keep punching, Mike," said Trump in his tweet. Cordero himself has been left amazed by the transformation and told ESPN, "I didn't know what to expect. He hasn't hit mitts for almost 10 years, so I didn't expect to see what I saw. I saw a guy with the same speed, same power as guys 21, 22 years old." Cordero even went on to say that the best is yet to come for Tyson. "It's not a joke," Cordero said, vowing that there is more footage that shows more power, more speed, everything. Tyson's rejuvenation has not gone unnoticed in the boxing world, with another former world heavyweight champion, Riddick Big Daddy Bo, showing his eagerness to get in the ring with Mike. Bo though has to get in line, as many other boxers have been linked to fight future fights with Tyson. This list includes two-time heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury and former world heavyweight champions Evander Holyfield and Shannon Briggs. Tyson's exploits both in and out of the ring has been well documented. From the fact that he claimed his first belt at 20 years, 4 months, and 22 days old, to his much publicized conviction of rape, there isn't much that anyone else knows about Iron Mike. Hate him or love him, Tyson is probably one of the most fascinating people alive, and we're willing to bet that you might not know these 10 things about Mike Tyson. At number 10, Tyson was a friend of Daryl Hamo Bomb, the man accused of shooting 50 Cent 9 times way back in 2000. But before he allegedly shot 50 Cent in May 2000, Daryl Hamo Bomb served as Tyson's bodyguard. So 2 weeks after, Bomb was slain in June 2000, apparently in retaliation for the 50 Cent shooting. Tyson dedicated his 38-second massacre of Lou Savarese to him. "I love you with all my heart," Tyson said. "Oh God, I'm mad." Aside from dedicating the fight to Bomb, Tyson had also allegedly put out a $50,000 hit on the members of a street gang that he believed to have played a part in Bomb's death. Bomb was suspected of pumping 9 bullets into 50 Cent a month before he was killed, and the rapper refers to him in the song Many Men, "Cause he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't breathing," 50 Cent rapped. At number 9, Tyson is the inspiration for a character in Street Fighter 2, but game developers had to switch up the name to avoid a lawsuit. Tyson actually has his own video game. It was a classic arcade game called Mike Tyson's Punchout, for which he was paid $50,000. After his rise as a boxer and the subsequent success of that game publishing giant Capcom tried to capitalize on his image as well, and created a boss character named M. Bison for Street Fighter 2. And the character looked a lot like Tyson, or at least as much as a video game version would look on primitive hardware. But any Street Fighter fan will know that Tyson looks nothing like the character named M. Bison, and that's because Capcom had to switch the names of 2 characters in order to avoid a legal lawsuit. The African American boxer character switched names with another character, and his avatar officially adopted the name of Balrog in the full release, while his namesake M. Bison lived on it as another boss character in the future Street Fighter games. At number 8, Tyson claims he didn't get no skins for 5 years. When Mike Tyson was a young up-and-coming boxer, he was one of the most feared heavyweight challengers the boxing world had ever boasted. At a compact 5'10", fast enough to get inside his typically larger opponents and wreak physical damage on them. If a fight early in Mike Tyson's career didn't end with a knockout or a TKO, it was widely considered to be a miracle. He was, as they say, a bad man. So where did he get all of his punching power from? According to the man himself, it was from abstaining from sex for 5 years. He explained that getting it on in the bedroom before getting it on in the ring made a boxer weak and unfocused. If there's any comparing from his early career from his later career with a few more skins, there's something to be said about denying the nookie. At number 7, Tyson's intriguing love affair with pigeons. Mike Tyson fans are well aware that Mike has a deep love for pigeons. There have been multiple featurettes produced on this topic, yet not a lot of people understand why or when this love affair began. Mike has loved pigeons since he was a child. Feeling ostracized as a kid and struggling for acceptance from his peers, he found acceptance from the birds with whom he'd share food and time. According to Mike, he always felt like he was good enough for the pigeons. There is poetic beauty in his relationship with birds, which are often discounted as a nuisance. Those who know everything there is to know about Mike are also aware that his first fight occurred after a childhood bully had killed one of Mike's pigeons. Mike has often stated that it awoke the fighter within. According to Mike, he beat the living hell out of the pigeon killer. At number 6, Tyson appeared in a song with pop star Madonna and Chance the Rapper. Tyson may be renowned for some of the most outlandish quips in history, like telling Lennox Lewis he wanted to eat his children, but he doesn't exactly have what you'd call a voice for singing. However, that has definitely not stopped him from popping up in songs in the past, mostly as spoken word capacity. His best known one is in the music world as the hype man on Cannabis LL Cool J diss track Second Round KO. And while that combination made sense, Tyson made a somewhat random appearance on Madonna's 2015 album Rebel Heart in the song entitled Iconic, which also had Chance the Rapper. He and Madonna are both iconic in their own unique ways, but it's mind-boggling how this one came together. Maybe next time he'll actually get behind the mic and spit a few bars. At number 5, Tyson has an honorary doctorate. What do you do as a university looking for some sort of marketing boost? You give honorary degrees to people who didn't even finish high school. This is exactly what Central State University did. A small, traditionally black university in Ohio that has a reputation for being tough to get into. This is a no-nonsense school that wants students who are going to see things through and graduate. Even so, in 1989, Mike Tyson and boxing promoter Don King were offered honorary doctorate of humane letters degrees from Central State University. According to the then university president, Arthur Thomas, Mike demonstrates that hard work, determination, and perseverance can enable one to overcome any obstacles. While that may be true, it really smelled more like a ploy to get more celebrities into Central State. Heck, the school even offered one to the Ohio native Arsenio Hall. At number 4, Tyson beat up 7 hookers in one night. The assault took place in a hotel room in 2009. The former champion was in a hotel with him, a morphine drop in his arm, a pile of cocaine, and a bottle of cognac when he began to feel paranoid. Convinced the women were trying to steal from him, he started beating them up and threw them out to stop them from taking his soul. He credits the incident with helping him get sober. Tyson said in an interview in 2012, "That's when I realized it wasn't just demons, it was the devil himself. It was the lowest point of a very low life, but it was my own knockout punch. Clean up life, get whole, get well, and I haven't done anything in 3 years now. I'm clean, I'm sober." At number 3, Tyson caught Brad Pitt sneaking around with his former wife, Robin Givens. Unless you're actually someone who has a death wish, it's really not a good idea to cheat on Tyson, especially given his history of violence. But his ex-wife, Robin Givens, did exactly that. With the couple nearing a divorce, Tyson told the Real Daytime that he spotted Brad Pitt with his soon-to-be ex at the home that the couple shared together. Quote, "I was driving before I go my divorce lawyer. I decided to go by the house we lived in and get a rump session before I go back and tell my lawyer," said Tyson. "Nobody's there as I'm getting ready to leave to go to my car. There's a car that comes out, a BMW. I knew it was her because I bought the car. So when I saw the car come out, I think maybe it's her and one of her girlfriends from the show, but it's not. It's a guy. And then I got mad and of course I'm jealous at that time." Thankfully for Pitt, Tyson didn't lay down the law. "We met each other and stuff. That was my first engagement. He's a really nice guy." At number 2, Tyson won his very first heavyweight title while suffering from gonorrhea. And many know that Tyson won his very first heavyweight title back in 1986 with a dominant win over WBC heavyweight champion Trevor Berbick. That made him the youngest to ever win the honor. However, what many don't know is that it wasn't just the audience that was offering Tyson a clap. Mike was actually dealing with a painful sting during urination when preparing for this fight, only to find out afterward that he had contracted gonorrhea and won his first championship with an STD. Is that some kind of unified championship? WBC/STD undisputed heavyweight champion of the world? Nah, I'm just playing. But it seems appropriate when looking back at the career of Mike Tyson and the fact that he won the title as a college-age kid. At number 1, Tyson used a fake one to pass drug tests. When you have the type of money and fame like Tyson did in his prime, it affords you a lot of partying. And Tyson took advantage of that fact to the point that his handlers had to find a way to hide his drug use during pre-fight prep. To get by the drug testing, Tyson revealed in an interview back in 2013 that he whipped out a fake penis. You take it out, it has to be someone else's urine, of course. You hope it's not a woman's urine and they take a pregnancy test. You just make a noise, and normally if you're a guy and you pull it out in front of the drug tester, they're like, whoa, whoa, and then you do it. Honestly, we could have listed a whole lot more of Tyson's zaniness, but even then, we hope you enjoyed this look back at the fascinating and never boring life of Iron Mike Tyson. Go ahead and smash the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and thank you for watching.